We're back with more on our politics lead. Attorney General Bill Barr ordering a review of several high-profile cases, including the one against President Trump's former national security advisor, retired General Michael Flynn, sources tell CNN. This all comes after Barr intervened in the sentencing of Trump crony Roger Stone. And as President Trump insists, he can step in on any case the Justice Department is prosecuting. Joining me now to discuss, CNN legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Shanlon Wu. Also with me, CNN political correspondent Sarah Murray. Shan, let me start with you. How unusual is it that Barr has assigned this outside prosecutor to evaluate the Michael Flynn case and others?
Extremely unusual. It just isn't done. When I worked as counsel to Janet Reno, we were extremely careful even with making an inquiry about an ongoing case in the U.S. Attorney's Office or in one of the sections. To actually have somebody go in and review, he's effectively taking the case away from the U.S. Attorney's Office. That's what he's really doing.
And what do you make of Barr's declaration of independence this week, telling President Trump to stop tweeting? Trump is reportedly angry about Andrew McCabe not being sentenced.
Sure. Well, with 2020 hindsight, it seems like it was just camouflage for what he was really doing. I had some doubts about the sincerity at the time, but now it really looks like what he's really saying to Trump is not, I need to be independent of you. What he's really saying to him is, don't worry, I'm asserting control over your cases. That's all he's saying.
McCabe not being charged, I meant to say. Sarah, Barr also argued he wasn't intervening in the Stone case. He was simply resolving a dispute over sentencing, and that's part of his purview as Attorney General. Is that unusual for an Attorney General?
I mean, it's not unusual to have disputes. I think internally at the Justice Department, it's unusual to have those disputes after your prosecutors have already submitted their memo with the judge, and then to go out publicly and essentially say, we don't believe in this. The initial statements we got from top DOJ officials on background were, extremely critical of what the prosecutors had done. The way this all played out is very unusual, especially given the person at the center of this, which is a friend of the president, and who is someone that if the president is so upset, if the judge does decide, she wants to throw the book at him, the president still has an avenue to pardon Roger Stone. So it really makes you wonder why Barr wanted to involve himself in that way.
So the president says that he has the right to intervene in any case he wants to. Barr has said, he told ABC News, that as a general note, that's fine when it comes to we should be looking into this terrorism case, we should be looking into this money laundering case, but not when it comes to political opponents. Right. What's the reality of this? Is it, like so much in our country, really just actually built on the honor system?
I think it is, Jake, because, theoretically, he might have the power to control things. He's the head of the executive branch, but might doesn't make right. And traditionally, the White House normally is very careful about looking like they're interfering, and that's the foundation upon which the public confidence in the criminal justice system works. If they thought that every political leader that came in got to run the criminal justice system the way they wanted to, nobody would have any trust in it. So it is a question of the honor system.
So much in this country is just about here's the power, but we know you'll use it right.
Well, right, and that's why, the check on this has all become clear, which is, as you said, the public. I mean, the voters are going to be the check on it. I think that the Republican Senate has made it very clear that they don't intend to act as a check on presidential powers. The president believes there is no check on his powers, and so if you're at home and you're watching this and you're not comfortable with that, then, that's your answer on what you do in 2020. But that, I think, is the last check left.
And Sarah, Barr also defended the Stone prosecution and the conduct of the attorneys, despite what President Trump had to say.
The Stone case was prosecuted while I was Attorney General, and I supported it. I think it was established he was convicted of obstructing Congress and witness tampering, and I thought that was a righteous prosecution. And I was happy that he was convicted.
Again, that seems to be something that sounds like President Trump wouldn't like it.
It does. He also went on to say he's not a fan of Roger Stone. I think these are all things that he, may believe and also may have to say, because we've seen all of this uneasiness at the Justice Department. I do think this is obviously cold comfort for any of the prosecutors who worked really hard to bring this case over the finish line to get these convictions against Roger Stone, and who subsequently have all removed themselves from this case.
All right, Sarah, Shan, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Disgraced lawyer Michael Avenatti.